Good morning, OKM. 7:34. Happy Thursday to you. If you're looking for something to do on the weekend, there's some great spots. We do enjoy Birkdale quite often. Been around for a while in the Lake Norman area. Really one of the staples up here. And one of the exciting spots within Birkdale is the Plaza. The Plaza is where you can go and hang out with your fam. Bring them. Sometimes there's something to do at the Plaza. Someone who does things at the Plaza joins us this morning. Katie, Shop Local QC. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming back. Usually when you're here, you're telling us about some exciting type of market adventure that's taking place. Is that why you're here today?
Sort of. So this is the first ever Birkdale Village Farmers Market on
wow.
Sunday.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
First ever.
Yeah. Birkdale's been asking for this, so we're hoping that we deliver. It's going to be a little on the smaller side compared to the Commons Market. Just test it out, see if everybody loves it. And if these 2 months go well, then we'll bring it back next year for a full season.
All right, so walk us through who you've got, because you are very specific with vendors and making sure that it's quality folks, right, for the community, because if people are going to spend their time coming out, going to spend their money and want to see really, really things to get that are good, I know you spend a lot of time on that. So give us the rundown. Who are you expecting there?
So first, of course, is Homemade by Lauren. So your favorite sourdough vendor.
Yes. Oh, the sourdough.
She signed up first, so we can deliver on the good sourdough. She sells out every time at our Commons Market, so I anticipate come on the early side if you want to leave us some of that. We've got Lucky Fish with seafood. We've got Evans Family Farm with meats. We've got a donut vendor, popcorn, other baked goods, honey, sauces, flours, cooking oils. The only thing we won't have is produce and transparency. It was a little late in the season to snag somebody for that. But everything else you want, including some charcuterie snacks and things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a tasty day.
And since you've been with us you've got other events that you do around the area. It's not just these wonderful ones at the Plaza. So give us kind of an update. Where are you at? What are you doing these days? And how are all the events going?
Yeah, they're great. We just launched South Park last month, so that's second Saturdays in South Park. Same thing. If this season goes well, then we'll do a full season next year. But the South Park community was so nice to us. They were super excited to have us there because they don't have anything like what we do. So that was fun. And then last Saturday, we spent it with the River District. So that's going to be a super hot place to be. They're just having their first residents move in now, but phase 2 is going to kick off. And so it's apartments, townhomes, single family. There's going to be restaurants and retail and I think even a grocery store. They have their own fire station down there that's being built. So it's going to be like its own little city.
So what are the details? So this Sunday. Is that the market for this Sunday at Birkdale at the Plaza?
At the Plaza, 11 to 3, rain or shine. So get your umbrella just in case. But our vendors will be out there. And of course, it's, all food. So they'll have worked hard to prepare things for you guys, so don't let a little rain keep you away, but knock on wood, fingers crossed, no rain.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a beautiful day. And then you also are still going to continue the Commons Market, right?
Yes.
Through October?
Yep, so October's our last one because, of course, the ice rink will go up on the Plaza in November. So October's our last one.
A market on the ice rink in the Plaza, huh? Maybe, yeah.
October's our last one. We're going to go out with a bang with photo stations, balloons, all the things. And we have a full vendor lineup, 28 vendors, so there'll be lots to see and do. So that'll be the second Sunday in October.
It's been wild because we obviously participate in a lot and see a lot of the events that are happening throughout the community. And it's amazing how many people are in that space of, small boutique businesses that they run out of their house or they run online. And you get to interact with that community so often. What's the status that community? Are there really that many people out here doing that kind of thing? Give us the rundown of what you see in that space.
Yeah, there are so many and they're working so hard. A lot of them do it in their, free time. They work other jobs and then they go home at night and they crank out products and then they spend all weekend. The last 2 weekends, I call them double headers. So we had something on Saturday and something on Sunday, both weekends. So I'm exhausted, but I'm like, these people do this all the time. Like they go work 8 to 5, they go home, they work 5 to 9, 5 to 10, whatever. And then they pack it up on the weekend and they drive around. And so to see the community show up to support them and choose them over, Target or Amazon is so special to me because the quality and the thought and love and intention that they put into products and and services for the service-based businesses. It's just so special to see when the community shows up to make it all worth it for them.
And that's what it, to me, means like when we say shop local, right? Like that's what it's about, is that it's the people that are locally, right, to your community and that affect your community in those different ways. But then even just like the variety of products, like it's got to be an unlimited list. People are out here like doing stuff. I'm sure you've seen crazy things of all the different types of stuff people could do.
Yeah, and like the art and things like that. I mean, people are just so talented. I think that's something I like mention every time we do something on TV, and I'll take in like a small sampling of stuff, is just that you wouldn't believe the talent that's like right here that would otherwise be undiscovered if markets, not just ours, but all these markets didn't exist. So it's so special to see what people can create, because I have no creative bones in my body.
You have a little bit, because you're pulling all of these people together, right? You're doing this week after week after week. I think what else is special is that, you know, these local businesses, then their money staying in the local area too. So it's helping to grow
Absolutely
the other businesses in our area.
Yeah. And they do support each other. I think that was it was actually at Birkdale earlier this month. Now I'm getting confused. And some of them, like, they haven't seen each other in like a couple weeks or whatever, and they're like giving each other hugs, and they're excited when they're booth mates or neighbors. And so it's just so cool to see, because they frequent the same places and they're there to support each other and look out for one another. Like, a lot of them do it solo. And so you'll see like Carly with Luminous Boutique, she posted a reel of her putting her whole display together completely by herself. And like the tent is where I'm like, that's impressive. Okay, that takes some practice.
Here, I'll bend this way. I can do it. Oh, I've almost reached. Yeah, no, that's hard with the tent.
That's impressive.
For sure. Yeah.
So they're out there doing it by themselves, and they'll watch, you know, their neighbor's booth while they run for a coffee or something. And so, but I mean, they really put in the work.
And I think you've got a unique perspective, right? Because then you're the one organizing the event. You're really connected with the event venue as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're that piece between, that connection piece between. So for those people that are starting those kind of business, or they have those kind of business, maybe they've been wondering how they can break into that market kind of space. Do you have any tips for them? Like, because you do take applications, you have people you have to tell no to, right?
Yeah.
So how do people stand out when they're trying to work with you?
So we pride ourselves in being open to small, newer businesses as well, because everyone has to start somewhere. So we don't necessarily care how many followers you have or anything like that. You just want to make sure that in whatever the amount of posts or anything that is, that you're representing your product in like a really professional way. So professional looking packaging. That doesn't mean that you didn't DIY it. Just like be intentional, you know, and get some photos. I mean, an iPhone can really get the job done. You don't have to have photography sessions and everything yet, but we want to see what your display is going to look like, see what your product's going to look like, because obviously our venues have nice standards. They're beautiful places, and we want them to keep having us back. So we make sure that we have nice, neat, orderly looking booths at our markets.
And then even how you describe what your business is, I think that's also important for these vendors when they reach out to you, right? Of
Absolutely.
What are they actually selling? Because when I hear the word boutique, and this might be just because of my small man-sized brain, right? I don't necessarily know what that means a lot of the time.
Yeah.
What's it like navigating that space for that?
Yeah, so we ask what you sell, and that's really important because we try and limit per category, but then also like I don't necessarily want 2 charm bars or something. Like, we want you to be really successful. And so we need to know, I don't need every brand you carry in your store, but I need to know, like, are you a boutique that just does clothes? Do you also have jewelry? Do you have headbands? Because we want everyone to have an opportunity to sell. And so it's not like it's just one per category, because there's lots of different selections to things, but it is important that we mix that up. And so we're really thoughtful about that. So yeah, being thorough on your application. And if you show up with like a bunch of stuff that wasn't on there, I might be like, okay, well, that has to go away for today. Next time, put that on your application. But for the most part, people do a pretty good job explaining that. We often get like people's stories like on their application, like, you know, my mom and I went out on this venture, or, you know, my husband is letting me stay home with the kids, but I need to contribute in some way. So I started making bread or whatever, you know, and it's just crazy to see. And then next thing you know, they're like full-blown businesses.
At the end of the day, life is really about relationships, right? That's what it's really about. So for you and your relationship with the community, your market, right? And there are other markets out here, right? You know that, you follow, you know what's going on. So what would you say is the relationship you want your markets to have with the community? How would you describe that?
I want people to know that we're always going to try and keep it fresh for them. Like, we don't want it to get stale. We want you to come every time and get value every time. And so, you know, like we had the Porch Pop do the pumpkin displays last market. That was so fun. And like watching people like take pictures with their dogs and their kiddos and stuff was so special. So we we pay for that. We do the balloons. We do all of those things because we want you guys to have like such a fun experience. And that keeps you coming back and supporting whoever's participating with us that day. So just know that we're as invested in you as you are in us, and we want to keep making it awesome.
I can testify that because I saw Katie out there popping the balloons one day after the event because she's out there working them.
Oh, she is out there. Yeah, you're out there working. You're just out there fluffing and taking pictures. You're out there doing the work. Yeah.
Katie, Shop Local QC. You can check out the new farmers market going down at Birkdale Village this Sunday, 11 to 3.
Yep.
11 to 3 this Sunday at the Plaza. Be sure to stop by and see it. Birkdale Village, great spot to have a market at. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.